Good morning and welcome back to another weekly vlog. Are you going to say hi to everyone? Do your good waving? No, you're just mesmerised by your own reflection. Good waving, well done. Good girl. Lizzie is determined she wants to be in shot and watch herself. We have teeth coming through. We're having a fun time at the moment. Developments on my wheelchair. Hi, good girl. Okay, so the last vlog I edited and uploaded was the week or so after Nadex. And I explained about how Pumbill had noticed vlogging with an excitable child. Okay, so saw Permabill at Nadex and the guy we spoke to identified that my wheelchair frame is twisted and that has been the bracket, and that is why I'm having problems with my smart drive. They can't see you, you need to come down a bit. Wave down here. That's it. Right, so as I was saying, wheelchair frame is twisted and has broken the smart drive. And Permabill, at the time I had the company we bought it from's demo unit. I have hold for it, it's okay. Their demo unit, and I was starting to have problems with the demo unit. And now it is not safe to use. That's it, you wave to everyone while Mummy talks. Good girl. Okay, so very quickly before she tries to grab the camera again or climb up something again. Now when I tap my wrist to start moving, it does, but it goes at a snail's pace and it doesn't do its increase, which is really dangerous when trying to cross the road. I think I'm going to have to tell you the rest of this story once somebody is asleep. Right, Lissy is now asleep, so I will continue with my explanation of what's been going on. Okay, so to summarise, because I think what I was trying to tell you kind of got a bit muddled because someone was wanting to be involved, and that's great, but makes it hard. So this is how I understand it at the moment. My wheelchair frame is twisted and I have raised this with wheelchair service for about 2 years. But as a result, it has damaged my smart drive. So the frame has damaged the bracket has then damaged the smart drive, possibly the frame as well. And now the frame has damaged the lone smart drive. So I've spoken to Gerald Simmons, they've been fantastic. That's where we bought it from. We all agree that it would be silly to put another smart drive on the back of my chair because it will end up broken. And this is a really, really expensive piece of kit and we don't want that to happen. So I need a new wheelchair before we can add another smart drive to the back of it. And unfortunately that takes time. It's 2 to 3 months after the order is placed that they need to make it, because it's a made to measure chair. And we haven't yet put the order in because we need to sort out a few of the specifications, things like that. So in the meantime, Wheelchair Service have loaned me a Powerchair. Now a Powerchair is not the best solution for me. An active user wheelchair and a smart drive is the best solution for me. However, it is the best solution in the current situation. Without having a working, properly sorted wheelchair, this is the next best thing. So, I now have, sat in my lounge, an Invacare Fox, and that's a Powerchair. So that will allow me to do the things that we don't need the car for. Because I'm not medically allowed to drive, What I have has to go in everybody's car. So my husband's car, my parents' car, my sister's car, and everyone else. A Powerchair will not do that. So I will be able to get down to London for my hospital appointments because we use the train. I will be able to get to an interview that I've got, but I'll have to do it on the train. But it does mean that for the times we need the car, I will have to suck it up and have someone push me, because we will have to use my active user wheelchair. So I've said that my wheelchair is faulty, broken. What I haven't told you is that it was never measured properly in the first place. And I will explain that in just a minute. What I do need to say, and really, really stress, because I have had questions about this on social media when I've said that I will be getting a new wheelchair. What I will be getting is a replacement of what I already have, either the same brand and model or a different brand or model, but it will be an active user wheelchair to be used with the Smart Drive, because that is the best option for me. And I'm hoping that by vlogging all of this with the Powerchair and with having to use my broken active user wheelchair with the car, I'm hoping that you will all see that a Powerchair would never work for us properly in the way that we need it to. But I just wanted to highlight that because it has been a little bit upsetting that when I've said that finally Wheelchair Service are listening to me, have agreed that my chair isn't fit for purpose and will replace it. And then when I've shared my blog posts that I've been doing about speccing up an active user wheelchair, I've had questions as to whether that means I don't need the Smart Drive anymore. Nothing in my situation has changed. Still need the active user wheelchair with the Smart Drive. I haven't got better. Thankfully, I haven't got worse. It's just my current chair is broken and not fitted for me, and we need to get that sorted. So I've said it's broken and it's not fitted for me. Let me show you how it is not fitted for me. So I think I've spoken about this before, about the footplate issue. So the footplate was originally down here. When Wheelchair Service measured me, they didn't take into account the thickness of the cushion. So my feet have been dangling and my ankles have been wobbling around. They came up with this solution to take the bar that was originally here, have it higher with clamps. Hi Freya. And put this single bar in to keep the frame rigid. Now the problem with this is that I am not able to use my freewheel when it's set up like this. And I'm also not able to keep taking this bar off its position there, take this bar out, put it back to how it was, then use my freewheel but still have my ankles wobbling around, and then put it back into this position to use my chair as normal. So that's the first issue that should never happened, was a measuring issue. Let me show you the next issue. So the next issue is all to do with the backrest. I had quite a high backrest. It went up to just underneath my armpits, and I was getting not enough support from it. So Wheelchair Service and I have been trying different fitted backrests. The first one really helped because I was able to angle it so that the backrest was like that, which actually stopped the issue that I'm just about to show you. So this was the angle that Wheelchair Service had my backrest set to. And you might be able to see that actually it's slightly reclined. And the slight recline is the reason that I was getting not enough back support from what was actually a very high backrest. So this was the original positioning, and the backrest was fitting into this hole here, which I'm not sure is actually picking up properly on the camera. It might be a little bit blurry. So these were the holes here, and it was going into that one there. So what I've done on this side is I've changed the positioning of the holes, and now I'm getting a straight backrest. So where I moved the backrest, this is now its position, which I would say is pretty vertical. So you might be able to see that there's the top of the hole just here, and hopefully that will give you an indication of the amount of recline my backrest was set at. So after repositioning the backrest, I have put some bag straps on the back and found that actually I can cope with a much lower backrest with the appropriate angle. So those are the two main measuring and setting up issues with my chair that I've been putting up with for 2.5 years, because it just hasn't been set up right for me. And that's really worrying, particularly given that on the order form it says to take the cushion into consideration when doing leg length. So at least with a new chair, those two things can be sorted. The power chair has arrived, so at least I can get out now. So here is the power chair that I am being lent to allow me to get out of the house. And it took all of yesterday on the phone and sending emails to get this sorted so that I can get to London for my appointment next week and do all the other things I need to do. But at least we are there. It's not going to be an ideal few months, but we can cope with it in the short term. The wheelchair therapist has now, or two of them actually, it was lovely, two very nice ladies, came out, set the chair up, and we're now ready to go. So we just need to wait for the battery to do a full charge, because I believe it's a new chair. Certainly by the looks of it and the tags, this chair hasn't been used before. I'm just massively relieved that we now have some form of power that is going to allow us to do at least most of what we need to, even if some of that is in a less than ideal way. And I'm also shattered from having to sort it all out.
When I thought Susan had a massive mouth down for a second.
It looked like you were smiling, didn't it?
The grey bit
Grey.
of
Are you having fun?
Fervently. You're good. That one's better.
Clever girl.
That's it. She can do that herself.
Yeah.
This one, she was sitting, she could hold on, but her feet were nowhere near.
That's right. You want to get down? Oh, is that right?
We could go down the slide, or we could go on this bench. I'm sure we can.
Yes, Jamie.
Good.
Is that fun? Hi.
Quicker. Right, faster.
Wait, Jamie.
Yeah, we're going home to see Daddy. Hi. Yeah. Good walking, darling. Clever girl. Dan has taken Lissy to the supermarket, but I can't go because we can't get Powerchair in our car, and it seems really silly for him to take me to the supermarket just to push me round, because then I'd have to push the trolley, and that's going to be one whole kind of chain of not really working properly. So he's taken Lissy and I'm going to get on with some work. We've just got back from a great sling meet, but I'm a bit frustrated, a bit irritated, because as soon as we left the house, the backrest on the power chair kind of gave way and fell backwards, which has meant that going there and coming back, I've been holding my body in a really awkward way, and now everything hurts. Not helped by the fact that the anti-inflammatory that I was on originally, the pharmacy now can't get hold of, so we've had to switch types of anti-inflammatory, but the GP's prescribed it as a lower dose. I was on 4 times as much before coming off it for pregnancy. So I think I started it Friday. Friday was tough, and by dinner time I had to take another one, which I know I can do because I was on 4 times the amount before. I now have an appointment with the GP, different GP miles away, later today. So I'm on twice as much as I was originally prescribed, but half as much as I was on pre-pregnancy. And I'm struggling, if I'm honest. I've been using my wheelchair a lot more the past couple of days because of my pain levels. So we'll see what she says, but I'm going to show you what was going on with the Powerchair. Okay, so this cord here was done up much tighter, and as a result, the pin wasn't going into the hole properly. So when it had a little bit of pressure put on it, it was slipping out and going all the way back. So I've loosened this strap, and now on both sides the pin goes into the hole properly. I'm just really grumpy and really frustrated. I'm very migrainey at the moment, probably because I'm overdue my Botox injections. So that will be this Thursday, and it'll be a gap of 4 months instead of the usual 3. I've had a few high pain days, and Elise has been teething quite badly, which is why I haven't filmed. But I now have the medication that I should have had in place. Today we are off to London for my next course of Botox. My sister is going to meet us down there and have Elise when I'm in my appointment. Unfortunately, I planned to go back to my parents afterwards, because the last time I came home and the first time I came home solo with Elise after Botox, it was really, really difficult and actually ended up causing me a lot of pain. But because of the wheelchair situation, it's going to actually be more difficult to get home to my parents, because I'd have to take a bus after the train, because the Powerchair doesn't fit in my sister's or my mum's car. And even if I was able to get to my parents' house without all of that hassle, we wouldn't be able to get the Powerchair into the house, because there are 2 steps up to the front door, or 1 step to the front door and then another step into the house. So we're going to have to brave it and hope for the best. Fingers crossed Elise will sleep through the journey home.